Hello, hello, hello. What is going on, mi gente? Happy Tuesday. You guys, it's Tuesday, y'all. Happy Tuesday. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody had a fabulous weekend. I hope that, we are just grinding all Monday, right? No Monday blues, and ready for the rest of the week to be just as fabulous. I do have a special guest on tonight, but before we go there, I wanted to say first off that I'm so grateful and thankful that you have decided to share this time with me, that you take the time out of your day to come onto the show to listen to some amazing stories, right? Who are growing, who may have been through some things, who may you may relate to, right? And at the end of the day, you share this information, you comment, you like, you save, and I appreciate that. Like, it literally is your time that it takes to do that. And I thank you so much for sharing and spending your Tuesday evenings with me, whether you're watching live or on the replay. I love my replay people. If you're watching on the replay, you can comment replay, right? If you're watching on the live, let me know you're watching live. Well, actually, I see you live. But anyways, I'm super glad that you guys are here today. Super honored to have you. I did want to let you know that time is moving. We are literally into the second quarter, right? We're 15 days into the second quarter already. I feel like I just posted that the second quarter was the first day. And here we are 15 days later, 2 weeks in. This is only 3 months. And then it's going to be the third quarter and we'll be in summer already, you guys. Time is flying by, right? And I say that to say this. Time is going to fly no matter what happens. And so December of 2024, you're going to either have a bunch of excuses or a bunch of results. If you want to know how to have a bunch of results, hit me up on this link. Hit me up on my DM. Message me, and I can share with you my experiences that have gotten me to the next level, right? And so anytime that you want to elevate your life, you want to learn how to grow, you want to be on the show, you have a story to tell, right? You want to know, you want people to be able to know your story. Please message me on the DM or hit this site right here. Okay. You will not regret it. Again, December of 2024 is coming, whether we like it or not, right? And it's coming fast, as we can see. So it's really going to be up to us to say whether we're going to have excuses or results, right? Are we going to say, oh, we'll try again next year, right? Or we're going to be fast paced moving because we already know what time it is, right? So yes, let's grow, let's grow, let's grow. As I said, mi gente, we have a very special guest who I am super excited, honored to be able to bring onto the stage today. She is literally the definition of conquer, right? She is literally the definition of somebody who said, I'm going to get through this no matter what. Now she has multiple businesses. Now she is a serial entrepreneur, along with serving others, along with having her own podcast. And I'm so grateful that I get to have her here and interview her and ask her questions. So Miss Tenille Stewart. Hello,
Hello.
hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, beautiful. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thank you
That
for
is,
having me.
oh, you're welcome. Thank you for being on. Now, let me say this, okay? We met through our community, this amazing community that we're a part of, the Be Iconic Worlds, right? And
Yeah.
we have learned and, grown so much. But can you tell me your nickname for us?
My nickname is Smiles. It is my default face.
Smiles.
Yeah.
You know what? And just right now with them pearly whites and that beautiful big smile, girl, that's why I brought it up. I was not even going to bring it up, but I had to because literally your face is shining and that smile. So, our mentor, D Walker, he literally named her Smiles and everybody calls her Smiles. And she's always from here to here, even when she's nervous. Like when she knows she has to do something she's a little nervous about, I think it gets bigger.
I promise you, even if I'm like upset, like if I am in any uncomfortable situation, like that's the only face I can think to make. It comforts me, I guess. Like it's the only way I can get through is to smile through it.
She's like,
Yeah.
cheese.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. I'm
Thank
super
you.
glad to be able to have you on here and just kind of tell your story and share, your information and a little bit about what you do. So for now, tell us who's Tenille? Like where are you from? Where did you grow up? What give me a little something about you.
So I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and then moved to Florida, like Clearwater Beach area, Safety Harbor, Florida, for first grade, and I was there until my first year of college, and then moved back to New York, but Westchester this time, and then all the stuff happened, and I'm born to a Jamaican mother, a British father. My father was a I'm sorry, a boxer, professional boxer. He fought Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, George Foreman, those people. So I lived a charmed life as a kid. I saw a lot of things people didn't get to see. My mother was a pastry chef. Um, yeah, it was not a normal life, but it was normal to me. It was great.
Right, right. And I love that. And I love that you said you got to see a lot of things that people didn't get to see. And with your dad being a boxer, I would like to talk a little bit about that. Do you feel that watching him prepare for a fight or, just get ready, do you feel that that had any effect in some of the things that you've had to prepare or endure for in life?
100%. My father was so determined. I it didn't seem real. Like, like you watch the movies and Rocky and that kind of stuff, and like watching my father go into a ring and get punched in the face and keep going. He fought Mike Tyson. He got punched in the face. He got knocked out, got up, and kept going. That I couldn't look at that and not do my best at things and not like, you know, put my best foot forward when it was possible. Like he made it known that like in this household, we do our best. In this
Mm,
household, if we get knocked down, we get up. So
mm.
yeah, I think it is lessons from him. Yeah.
I love that. And I love that you can have that. Like, my dad got knocked out by Mike Tyson. What you got to say? Like, that ain't, like your dad was probably like, yup, Mike Tyson, Mike knocked me out. Like, normally
Yeah.
people don't like to admit when they're knocked out, but that's one knockout that you can admit to.
You have to qualify. You have to be qualified to get into the ring with him to be knocked out by him, right? So like
Exactly.
he was fighting
Exactly.
for a belt. He was fighting for a championship. My dad was in the Olympics. He had a record of like I want to say like 25 or something. All that he knocked them out and won the fight to be able to get to that fight with Mike Tyson. So uh
Yes.
I'm not. There's no
Wow.
shame. Like you
Right.
did that. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that. And I can see how that affected you because even me, when I heard that Muhammad Ali says during sit-ups, like he doesn't even start counting until he can feel it because that's when it's working. Every
Mm-hmm.
time that I want to give up in a sit-up, I think of that. I'm like,
Yes.
Muhammad Ali said, now is when I'm starting to count. So I start over. I'm like, one, two, because that's when
Mm-hmm.
it's working, right? And he says that. And so I can imagine, just those little things that you were able to use in life. So you grew up in Clearwater, which is like down the street from most of us in Tampa. If you're from
Yeah.
Tampa, you know where Clearwater is, right? But if you're out of state, it's literally, right over the bridge, about 25 minutes away from us. And so you grew up in Clearwater. It's funny because when you text me, I noticed, I said, wait a minute, that's 727. That's Clearwater phone
Yeah.
number.
I've had that number since my first cell phone ever, since I was like 12, 13 years old. So I'm not giving it up. I'm a Clearwater girl. Okay. That's it.
Okay, I got you. I got you. And then but now you live in Georgia.
Georgia. Yeah.
Okay.
Covington,
How's
Georgia, or the bushes, as we call it. Like
the bushes?
I'm deep in the sticks. Yeah.
And
Hmm.
how's that transition been for you?
It's different. It's different. I'm
Mm,
doing my best. I I thought that Clearwater Beach was a small town. And then I
mm.
moved here and found out no, I had it real good there. It's fine though. Like I'll grow where I'm planted. So it's all new and exciting, and anything can happen, and that's awesome.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So you always had, I know that you're an entrepreneur now, right? But you
Yes.
didn't start as an entrepreneur. Did you have a work life?
Oh my gosh, I've had a million jobs. Like I started working at 14 or 15, I listen. I think it's because when I was growing up, like when I was tiny, I started getting allowance at 5 because I wanted to
Mm,
be like the big kids and be able to do what I wanted to do, right?
mm,
So I got an allowance of $5. Then my parents took out taxes, savings, and then my budget. And then at the end of the year, I got back my taxes so that I could buy Christmas presents for whoever I wanted to
mm.
buy Christmas presents for. So I knew money
Right.
early. I was not one of those kids that are like, "Oh, take care of me." I was like, um, it's not in my budget, Dad. I'm not doing it. Like, since
What a skill, right? What a
yeah.
skill to have. That is amazing. So you always had jobs and you knew you had to make money and you were good with your money. You were
Mm-hmm.
budgeting.
Very
Like
good.
you're
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
complete opposite of me, right? I am like my husband's like I'm the worst money man. Well, excuse me, let me rephrase that. I was the worst
Mm.
money manager. I'm definitely working on those skills, right? And so it's good, it's a good skill to have. So I'm very proud of you and that you were able to do that. And then
Thank you.
so what was the switch between that and entrepreneur life? What made you say, there's probably something different out there for me?
So my first company that I ever joined that made me an entrepreneur, it was after a big flare up, and I didn't join it because I actually knew what was going on or like excited to do it. I joined it because my friend brought me somewhere, and then somebody else kind of like scared me into it. They were like, "Are you ready to get started?" And I was like, "Okay." And like it wasn't because I thought I was going to do anything with it. It's that I had the money and I was like, well, the worst that could happen, I lose a couple $100. I'm okay, like with that.
Mm,
It's in my budget. And then uh, I started showing people what it was, and people liked it. And I was in the hospital. I think I had a pneumonia. And I was in the hospital, laying in a hospital bed, and I made a sale. Someone called me
mm,
who I had shown previously and said to me, "Oh, I'm ready to get started. Like, can I start right now?" And I sent that girl the website, and we did it over the phone. I'm in a hospital bed doing this over the phone, and me
mm.
and my mom just are crying because I was like, I could do this wherever, whenever. Like, I don't have to rely on the government or anyone or like I'm not gonna, nothing's gonna happen to me if I can't get out of this bed, God forbid. But like if that was
Mm.
what it came down to, I just made, I forget how much it was, but like, I just made this money.
It doesn't even matter if it was $1, right? It was $1.
Right, right. We were so happy. It's me and my mother in
Yeah.
the hospital room just crying. Like I have some independence still, even if it happens that I can't get up from this.
Right. And then, okay, so you brought up a good point, and we're going to go backward a little bit because we jumped into the entrepreneur, which because I wanted to know a little bit more. So we are going to go get back to that because you are a part of Amazing Company now and you have your own thing going on, and I'm
Mm,
super proud of you. But
thank
I want
you.
to go back to something you said. You said you had a flare up, right? And so you grew up in Clearwater, you had a great childhood, things nobody's perfect, right? Of course you had
Yeah.
things going on in your life, but there was something specifically that you said was a flare up. What does that mean to you, a flare up?
Okay. So first of all, I'm sure it's in the caption somewhere or whatever. I was diagnosed with lupus when I was 19. So when I moved to New York, um, I was, had only been out of I started going to college in Florida, but then I didn't want my family to leave me. So I left that school and transferred to New York. So I was in upstate New York, and I was in school again, and I was graduating college.
Mm,
I totaled my car, and um I my uncle passed away like suddenly,
mm,
and I was thrown into the flare up of my life. I had been diagnosed with lupus at 19, and it's an autoimmune disease I had never heard of up until that point. Um,
mm.
and how it goes is sometimes, for most people, sometimes you'll be completely fine. You'll be walking around, nobody will ever know that something's wrong with you. And other times you'll be in a wheelchair, or you will be bedridden, or you'll be a
Wow.
full rash head to toe, or all of your hair will fall out, or all of those things at the same time.
Wow.
So,
And I like how you said that nobody will know, like right now, no one would know, right? You're
yeah,
you're shining, you're beautiful, you're glowing, you're smiling, like your hair is
thank
cute.
you.
Like no one would know, but
Hmm.
there's times that it's not like that, right? And
Yeah.
so this could be at any time. Like there's
Hmm.
no scheduled thing? Like it's just something that you've had to deal with since 19?
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you had a major flare. So you got diagnosed at 19. A little bit later, you had a major flare up.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I had my first flare up, and even then, when I had my first flare up, because I couldn't eat for months. I was eating just Pedialyte popsicles. The doctor then, my rheumatologist, my first rheumatologist, told me at the way that the disease is acting in your body, the way you're responding to the medications, I I'm pretty sure that you will be dead by or before 30 years old. Like that's
Wow.
the way we see things happen normally. So he literally told my parents, like, get her, if she has anything, like make sure she has everything in order, make sure she has like I wrote a will at like 19 years old. Like and it was just like I want Tiffany to have my boombox. Like it wasn't anything exciting, right?
I
But
mean,
I
what did you
just
have at 19, right? Like you're
right.
19, you're just getting out of high school. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
want Tiffany had my boombox. That's so cute,
Yeah.
first of all. You just totally told your age if you had a boombox.
Oh yes. Yes, I'm
Definitely
38.
everybody
Feeling
who's
great.
watching knows how old you are now. But no,
Yeah.
but no, seriously, right? And how, doctors, listen, I don't, no disrespect to doctors. I know many of them. I worked for them for 20 years. Like, but it's just sometimes like, come on, like to say something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, and you have a 19-year-old writing a will, and they haven't even had the chance to experience what,
Any.
could be, right?
Yeah.
And our God is greater than that. Like,
Oh,
hello,
that
but
part.
that's a whole nother subject, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a whole nother
Yeah.
subject. So, okay, so you're writing your will, your parents are probably in shock, not even wanting
Mm-hmm.
to, believe something like this, right?
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
then what happens next?
So, so that flare up, I got through. They said that one was a miracle, but wait, there's more. So I went a few years, like I did, things. And when I went to graduate college, I have a degree in nutrition. I'm a dietetic technician registered, um,
Mm,
which I don't do anything with that, but God bless it. um, all of those traumatic things were happening. Totaled my car. I've had like, a
mm,
pneumonia, whatever. I was so sick that I was in the medical journals for the flare up that I had. I've
wow.
shown pictures of what my face looked like. I looked like Mr. Potato Head, and
Right.
they had never seen anything like it on the East Coast at that point, 2010, 11 ish. And I was in the hospital 3 months straight. I had to go to a rehab to learn how to walk again, talk again, like lift my own head, brush my teeth, like to be a human again. All my
Wow.
muscles atrophied, so I couldn't like lift my own arms and that kind of thing. I looked completely different. My hair had all fallen out. Yeah, it was like traumatic, and they thought I wasn't gonna come back.
And I'll tell you, when you post, I seen a picture and I meant to be able to get it on here for you guys. So I'm sorry that I did not get to get that picture for you. But when you posted that TikTok, that video, I didn't even know that was you. I thought you were posting someone else. And then when I looked, I'm like, no, that is her. Like your face looked completely different. It was this big,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it wasn't, you could tell that it wasn't that you were chunky. It was
No.
swollen, this
Mm-hmm.
big. And I'm like, wow, I did not know that that could happen, right? Your eyes were really swollen. And so here you are, literally, Tenille, fighting for your life.
Yep.
What was that like?
Um, in the moment, I always talk about that. It's not that I wanted to die. I just was in a lot of pain and I wanted to
Mm,
stop. So I
mm,
maybe misworded the prayer that I was praying, like, God, please make this stop. Please take the
mm,
pain away from me right now. Like, I just wanted the pain to leave my body. Now,
mm,
I was thinking that in a very like selfish, like, this hurts, make it stop. However, my parents are out there. I'm the only child. I am the embodiment of all of their hopes and dreams.
mm.
I'm young. I was 20 something, early 20s. So, uh, you know, when I was laying in the hospital bed and I could hear my mother and my like a great family friend auntie um outside of that hospital room praying down the house, like
Mhm.
I rebuke this and like this is her one child. God, give her strength, give her health. And like praying, I felt chills. And I hadn't felt much besides pain that whole time. I'm pretty sure I was in the
Mm,
ICU when that was happening. And my prayer changed. My prayer just changed. And I don't know if it was conscious. I just knew I want to be able to go over there and hug my mother and tell her it's okay and I'm going to fight. And I told God, all right, whatever I need to do right now, I'm going to do that. That's it. Like, I'm not, I like, if I have to deal with pain for the rest of my life, it's fine. Like, let me just live. Let me survive to hug my mother and my father and tell them that I'm going to be okay. And like, you know, it was just something in me. I couldn't handle hearing them like that and bawling. Like I couldn't. And I was so weak that I couldn't even tell them. I couldn't even tell them that like I'm, not gonna I'm not gonna slip away, guys. I promise you I'm gonna stay here. I'm
mm,
not gone. I promise. Like I wanted to talk to them. I could not lift my own head or open my mouth to say anything. I had tubes everywhere anyways, but it was just I had to fight. I had to fight. That was it.
right. What an experience. What a moment. Here you are, almost ready to give up because you're like, Lord, take the pain no matter what, right? No matter what it
Mhm.
is. Like if it's my time, let it go, right? And I get
Mhm.
it. I get it. So many people are in the hospital bed right now saying that same thing.
Yeah.
But the power of a praying mom and grandma.
Yeah.
Listen, the power of a praying mom and grandma outside praying for you completely change your spirit. Listen, mi gente, I need you to understand in your darkest moments, when you're ready to give up, somebody is out there praying for you. You may not know who it is, but when you get that feeling of not wanting to give up, when you get that, I can do this, when you get up stronger and say, wait a minute, it's because somebody was out there praying for you. It is a
Mhm.
family member, it is a friend, it is a stranger. You don't know that they are praying for you. What a powerful story,
Amen.
Tenille. Okay, to be able to say that you heard those prayers and said, it was like a light switch, huh? Was it like a light switch? Like,
Mhm.
no,
Yeah.
it was a flip.
Right away. Right away. I don't have any like the memory before that was literally talking to God saying, okay, well, just whatever it takes to take this pain away. Like it's fine. I haven't done too much in my life, but it's fine. Just if I have to go, I have to go. But I just
It
please God,
hurts.
I can't take this pain. I can't take it. And they had me on whatever, like in my IVs, pain medicine. And even I had my doctor on my podcast the other day, and she's like, "You were in so much pain," and I literally was like, every inch of my body, like to touch me hurt. Like my mother wanted to like stroke my head and like hold me and I let her, but I
Couldn't.
was clenching my
Mm,
teeth because it hurt. And
mm,
I was just like, I'm done. I can't do it. And I just heard them praying. And like my great grandmother, she's still alive to this day. She had full prayer meetings at her church in Jamaica, full prayer meetings. And my grandmother, my mom's mom, worked at a church at a convent. They
mhm,
had full mass
mm,
about me. And I had no idea. I had no idea that all these people were praying for me. That was
right.
it. That was
I
it.
love it. I love it. And you said, no, I'm the only child. I'm going to fight to live another day.
Yeah.
Can I tell you that that mindset is why you are sitting here today?
Mm,
If you don't already know that, which I'm sure you do, and I'm going to tell everybody else who's watching, that is what has you alive today. That
mm,
faith, that mustard seed, that was a
mm-hmm.
mustard seed of faith that had you move the mountain and say, no, I'm going to survive this. And because
100%.
of that, you are standing here today. So, okay, so you beat that, right? You were healed. It took some process. You had to learn how to walk again, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Everything.
That was look, I've done a lot of things. Uh, Even after that, I've done a lot of things that were painful, had a lot of weird medical testing done. That right there, that was some interesting, weird pain. And like for some reason, that whole stay in the rehab where they were like, I got extra, I got extra help. Like I was supposed to have XYZ amount of counseling a day, and I got extra counseling. I don't know why. there was a nurse or somebody who I've never seen again who came and sat by my bed and prayed with me at night because I was scared to sleep. I was scared in general. It was just like a scary situation. And I don't know who that lady was. I never saw her again. Like if we used to
Mhm.
still give money to them and go back in the holidays and like give like treats and stuff because it's lonely and scary to be there in holidays. Um,
Right.
and all of these coincidences, I got a wheelchair for free out of random.
Mhm.
I, it's
Yeah.
God
It's not,
alone.
one of the biggest things that we are working on is it's not coincidence. It was alignment. It was alignment.
Hmm.
It was the Lord's alignment to say, here you go. Here you go. You had the power of belief. You're praying. Your family's praying for you. You're going to survive. We're going to get you through this as best as possible. Right.
Right.
And it was all these things coming to you, answered prayers, because I guarantee you, they were praying for those things too.
Yeah.
They were praying for those things too. So those were literally answered prayers. So
Hmm.
what an incredible, journey to go through. And here's the thing, man, and that's what I want people to understand. Like most people would have given up. Most people would be still in their disease, laying in it, right? In their sickness and not saying, no, there's going to be a better way. And now you actually help people with,
Yeah.
right, with your podcast and your story, Happily Healed with Tenille. I
Yes.
love it. I
Thank
love it
you.
because you are happily healed, even though this is something you will go through for the rest of your life.
Hmm.
But I believe
Yeah.
that happily healed it came in here.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just understand how people like I don't want anyone to ever feel as discouraged as I felt at points in this
Mm,
disease. Like it is, they say it's chronic. It's not only the physical part. I feel like the mentality helps or hinders you. You
mm,
decide if you're going to let the sickness take you over. If you want to
right.
drown in being sick, if you want to just only think about being sick, if you want to, be sad all the time thinking about, oh, I can't do this, remember all the things that you can do. Remember all the people who love you, who like, and even if it's you're watching the podcast, like I care. I want you to feel your best, even if it's not as good as so and so and so and so. You make a decision to have a happy day because you are alive and you can
Mm,
feel, even if it's you're feeling pain right now, all pain ends and you can feel something. And that's
mm.
better than being dead. You are alive and feeling something. So,
I
like,
love that. You
yeah,
said all pain ends. I got to stop you there because that is huge, right? Because we
yeah,
feel like it's going to last forever and it's never going to go away, but it does,
yeah.
right? It's only for a short period of time. Even if it comes back, you can fight that knowing it's only for a short period of time. The pain is going to go away, right? And it's only going to be
Hmm.
that short time. And so you come on every Monday, 12 p.m. EST. You can catch her on Facebook Live and IG. These
Hmm.
are her handles
Socials.
here.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, thank you. These are her handles. She's coming on every week and just sharing her story. She had her doctor come on. It was an incredible podcast. Go and catch her reruns. They're on there. Okay, go
Yeah.
and catch the episodes. They're definitely on there. I watched, it was great. I love watching your shows. I love
Thank
that you
you.
are out here just giving hope, right? Somebody asked on Instagram, what form of lupus do you have?
I have two of them.
Okay.
So there's, oh my gosh, it's three letters, both of them. I have the skin and the organ one. I have lung and heart involvement, and I've had like shingles 3 times. I have like very, very sensitive skin, anyways. Um, so I get a lot of skin involvement, a lot of lung and heart involvement,
Okay.
organ and skin. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for answering that. I hope that answers your questions. And thank you so much for the comments. You're also getting a very painful experience. Someone is agreeing and saying that it was a very painful experience. Maybe they understand. Grandma, always destined for greatness, is saying, Grandma with a heart. I
Mm.
am Karen Laura's watching. She's saying, what a beautiful testimony. Somebody else is saying, wow, to God be the glory. Beautiful wisdom here. just multiple comments here on Instagram. Super thankful that you guys are on here. You guys are watching this incredible story. And so, Happily Healed with Tenille is happening. She's starting her own business where she will be having her own masterclass, and she will be having her clients. And if you ever, just helping people get to the next level in healing and finding that journey and what that looks like for you. So if you ever have any questions or you ever want to know what that looks like, do not hesitate to hit her up. Here is her email. Okay, you can get it here. We'll also be attaching this information to the comment section, so you can always reach out to Tenille. And now you do something else, right? I heard you say your mom does something. What was that earlier? You were talking about your mom?
A pastry chef. Yes.
She's a pastry chef. Okay,
yes,
awesome. Yes. So with that being said, you've taken on kind of a little bit of that creative habit, haven't you?
Yes. Okay. Yay. So when I was growing up, my mother always made me the same birthday cake my whole life. White chocolate cake, strawberry filling, and buttercream frosting. So,
wow. That's good.
So when I was growing up, because she was in school, she would make like 5-course meals for us and like be experimenting and learning stuff in the kitchen. So my whole life, the same cake, since I'm little. And then I went vegan after that big flare up to put myself into remission, which it did work for like 2-3 years, full remission. So when I did that though, she was devastated. How do I feed you? And how am I going to make your cake? And And I was like, okay, I guess we'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. And also I was in that old network marketing company, and I wanted to raise money to go to a training. So I started baking and selling little bits of stuff to, like here and there, like, people were like, oh, you should sell this. So now I sell it. I sell it all over the place.
Yes, I love it. And here's her website, sweetteavegan.com. Right? Mm-hmm. Is that correct? I just want to make sure that's correct. Okay. Yeah. And so that is her website. You can go on and get treats. I was blessed and honored. My family and I were blessed and honored to receive some treats. They were super yummy. Okay. I did it in unboxing. Watch it. Definitely follow Tenille. And they were super yummy. And they came in the cutest little box and the cutest little note. And my heart just melted. I almost didn't want to open it because I was like, oh, it's so sweet. I just want to keep it for decoration. But I did because they were yummy. So I was able to enjoy them. And I want to go back on something that you just said. You said that you became vegan to stop the flare-ups. So, and this is something important that I can't believe I didn't even think to touch on, but you had to do a lifestyle change to stay healthy. So what does that look like for you? I mean, I know we're talking about you're a sweet vegan, so we know that you're a vegan now. What else? Do you exercise? Do you walk? What do you do?
Every day. So I feel like the body is, if you don't use it, you lose it. And like when I am lazy and I don't feel like moving, I remember when I couldn't move. I remember laying in a bed wishing I could run, and I didn't even like running. And now I've just started actually running for the first time, like actually running. I've done a 5K, but I, walked a little, ran a little, whatever. And just to prove to doctors that I could do it, because they, thought I wouldn't make it to that flare up. However, it's just like your body is such a precious gift, and it might not look exactly how you want it to look, but it's function that's most important. Because when you get old, it's because you are not super flexible. Like you're not, everything's cracking, and if you don't use your body, it will make sure you continue to not use it. So I walk as much as I can. I do like videos. I join different classes. Like, any kind of exercise I can get, I get it as long as I can. So some days I can't, and that's okay. Some days my body says you need to lay down. Literally the other day, I almost didn't do my podcast because my body was so exhausted from what I had been doing. I took a nap, I pushed through and did the podcast, and I laid myself down. That's what I had to do it. It's fine. I do fasting every year, probably once a year at least. I'll do fasting. When I had a flare up the other day, I did 6 weeks of raw vegan. Like I vary my diet and make sure I have a lot of greens, and I monitor the nutrients I'm getting, not just like calories. Like I put in the Chronometer app, or any app will do, to see what vitamins and minerals I'm getting that are, if I'm
Mm,
meeting what I need to meet. And then
right.
I go hard on the greens, and I do. Oh, I have right here. I have a green protein shake right here. So I take
Yes.
a greens powder to fill in the gaps if I'm, traveling or eating junk food or busy or whatever it is.
Right.
I changed a lot. I used to be a junk food junkie for real. For real.
Junk food junkie. Oh, I'm gonna use that. I talk about
Yeah.
junk food all the time. I never put it that way. I'm
Yeah.
so using that. I will give you the credit for it at the beginning. Nah.
Yeah. I just like
For
make
right.
the sweets, like they're not like the healthiest sweets. I just wanted to make sure that people were aware that you could have
Mm,
something vegan and delicious. You can do less
right.
harm to your body and less harm to the planet, and still
Right.
indulge and feel like, "Ooh, I had a treat." You know what I mean? So that's why I keep doing it, because there's a lot of people who are on a diet and whatever, but they're still eating terrible stuff for them. Like, you have high
Mm,
cholesterol, high blood pressure, and you're on this diet. Why don't you just shift and change your lifestyle? You know?
right. Right. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing because it is so important, right? And I realized the same thing. Like we had to literally change our body if we don't use it. That was happening to me with being overweight. I was starting to feel trinca. We say it in Spanish, trinca, like you're just trinked up, like it was stuck, right?
Yeah.
And I had to
Mm-hmm.
start stretching and moving. And I know all of that had to do with my weight and the things that I was eating and just not moving enough and not being
And you
active
look
like I used to
great.
be.
You,
Thank
I've been
you.
watching you. You look great. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much. Listen, I toot my own horn on that one too, because I'm
Yeah.
working hard.
Yes, I see you. I see you.
So
You're
I
great.
appreciate you noticing and saying that. I definitely appreciate it. But I figured like it has to be now, right? And here I love both ends of the spectrum here. Now here I don't have a disease, thank God, but it was me pre activating, which I should have been doing in my 20s, but it's never too late before I turned 60 and something did happen, right?
Right.
Right. And then here you are, since you're 19 years old, diagnosed with this, super, illness that you said, I'm not going to let it control my life. I am going to have a lifestyle change and I'm going to make sure that I can live a long time because you have things to live for. Right.
Right.
And so
Mm-hmm.
whether you're all the way over here or all the way over here or in between, there's always a way, and it's never too late to change your lifestyle. It's never
Mm.
too late to just get up and start walking. That's how I
Mm.
started, Tenille. I
Yeah.
literally just said, you know what? I'm just going to go for 20-minute walks. That's
Mm.
it. And then it just
Hello.
went from there, right? It
Yeah.
just went from there. And one of the things I love about your walks, because I love when you post your walks, you walk with
Oh,
somebody special sometimes, don't you?
my grandma. Yes. Yes. I've been obsessed with her my whole life. And like, my she's got dementia, Alzheimer's dementia, so I am her caretaker right now. Uh but she loves to be outside. She loves to garden. She loves to like see the
Mm,
birds. She'll be making up stories like, "Ooh, the birds are arguing over their wife," and like she's hilarious, even though she like doesn't
mm,
remember half the things at most days. Um,
right.
but when I got sick, the first big flare up I had, she had me in her bed. Like, she was
Mm,
not playing. Like, if anybody, she had to go to work and she would come home and she'd be like, or she would call and be like, somebody go check on Tenille. I left this kind of food in the fridge for her. See if she'll eat some. And like,
mm.
whatever, like, there was a time when like I couldn't keep any food down, and that like if I tried, I would just be, it would come back. And she had a trash can next to her bed, and she would be, asleep, but not asleep. Because if I move or if I anything,
She
she'd be like, "You
jumped.
okay?" Like, yeah. And
Yep.
my grandma was there for me in a way that, a lot of people don't get lucky enough to have. And
Right.
I'm gonna do
Amen.
everything I can to keep her okay as long as I possibly can. I love her to bits and pieces.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. And I love that you walk with her. And I love when I see her, just little strolling. I think it's the
Yeah.
cutest thing. Keep on doing that. It's just some amazing memories that when she does go home, because we know that eventually that will happen. I hope it's not
Hmm.
for years and years and years to come.
Right. Right.
But you'll always have that. You'll always have that. And so you're right. Not everybody gets that. And
Hmm.
it's a touchy subject here. But so we're gonna move past it. But yeah, definitely just enjoy it. I'm super happy. Again, if you guys have questions on how to be happily healed with Tenille, email here, okay? Email her, DM her. She'll be more than happy to give you as much value as she can. I know she will. A lot of comments on Instagram, and someone saying that your treats taste good too. Yes,
Yay.
I know. And then you have, 100% with you nutrition and healthy sweets. I was trying to send a message to everyone on Instagram and say thank you, and it kind of froze, so I'm not able, but I said thank you so much for all the value. This is great value, and that you guys are tuning in and commenting. We really appreciate it. I have
Thank
always
you.
destined for greatness here saying so important. And the one that said they taste great too is Yolanda. So I know she's had them too.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love her. She's so
I
great.
know, she's amazing. She's amazing. And then we have, the vibe agent who's throwing some fire emojis. I'm not sure if that's a friend of yours, but who's watching. But thank you so much again, you guys. Facebook, Instagram. We appreciate all of the comments. I see Tony Smith over here on Facebook, Carmen, Christina, and we appreciate it. And we're so thankful. This is an amazing story, but it doesn't end there because I said she was a serial entrepreneur. So she has her podcast. She's still working, her jobs to earn income. She's been in companies before. Now she's starting her own masterclass, her own coaching, her own all this. But you're also a secret agent.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm partnered with right now a company with so much heart, and they actually helped me so much with my health that I didn't realize it. So when I signed up to this company, I was actually in a hospital, or like just coming out of a hospital, and my friend said, "Oh, I'm getting into this new thing. If you want to just get on to support me." And he's great. And I was like, okay, I'll support you. Right. And it was very small entry fee. And I was like, okay, I'll join, whatever. They sell supplements and beauty products from the Dead Sea, with salt from the Dead Sea. So, like, the salt from the Dead Sea is you know, uh, one of the great things of the world that people go out of their way to find, to go bathe in salt from the Dead
Mm-hmm.
Sea. It's like very still. The salt is different there than anywhere else. Um, and I knew about those products because when I was a kid in the mall, Countryside Mall, in Clearwater, they had a little booth, and they would be like, "Let me shine your nails, and if
I
you want to try this lotion,"
remember.
yes,
I remember them. When I
yes,
first heard of this company, I'm like, why do I know them? And you're right. They would, that was their thing. They would,
yes.
and that nail, look, I have one.
It
That nail
works.
buffer
Yeah,
works. Okay. I love
yeah,
that nail buffer. Like,
yeah.
I literally love it. And so it did work. And then I remember
Mm-hmm.
them doing the whole hand thing where they
Yeah,
would like get your skin off, right?
yeah.
And I
And be selling
remember
food.
them
Yeah,
kiosks. Yes.
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
the kiosks. I
I
remember
worked
it.
in the mall when I was in high school, so I always would talk to them or whatever. And it's so wild that I'm now a part of their company. So they have a
Wow.
really amazing backstory. I can post like in the comments like some of the videos of the family. It's a family owned business. So I joined, and I slowly noticed like, oh, okay, let me see these supplements. They seem very like holistic. They seem very like clean. They don't have like weird things in them. All I asked my doctors at the time, like, is this okay? Can I start like integrating some of this stuff? And they're like, yeah, sure. And at that time, I was on a lot of medication because I had that flare up.
Mm,
Um, and so I slowly started taking the things, and I felt just better. Like, something about medication is that, yes, it will work most of the time. There's always going to be side
side
effects.
effects.
So you either live with this type of pain or discomfort or blood work, or you live with weird like heart palpitations or weight gain or weight loss or
Mm,
rashes or weird things.
diarrhea. I mean, let's keep it
Yeah,
real, right?
yeah. And like all of these things at the end of a commercial of every medication is like may cause bibbity boppity die. Yeah, yeah. And death. And you're like, what? So
Yeah,
I am not against pharmaceuticals by any means because they are
right. Of
necessary.
course.
I just
Of course.
do my best to take as little as I possibly can. So right
Mm.
now I'm on no pharmaceutical medication. I'm only taking supplements from my company. I had their facial stuff is insanely good. I'm very sensitive skin in general, much less
Right.
if I something can trigger a flare up because because lupus is lurking. So
Mm.
I had shingles 3 times. I had shingles really bad, like my whole side of my face, in my eye, like really
Mm.
badly. So I had really bad scarring. So I started using their mud soap. Um, so it's mud from the Dead Sea. It is I I have to put a picture in the comments of the before and the after because
Yes,
my
we
face
want to
was
see.
looking all kinds of insane. So the products are amazing. I stand by them because I use them, and
Amen.
it doesn't take much for me to like. I believe it, so I don't have to like. Oh, how do you sell these things? Like, look at me. Look at like this. I use
Mm,
this, and this in the day. So if you would
right,
like to feel better and like look better, sure, come on. And now we
right.
have a travel aspect, and everybody knows I like to travel.
Yes, we
Everybody
do.
knows.
We see your
Yes.
pictures, girl. We know you love
Yes.
to travel.
So I'm in love with this company, and I'm very happy to be part of them. And
That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
ride out with them for as long as it takes.
Forever. I
Yeah.
love it. As long as it takes. Ooh, love that. So here is her website for that. If you have questions about the products, anything she just talked about right now, make sure you hit her up. I love the products. I'm not going to lie. I have them as well. I have just very few of them. I need to get some more, especially since you're talking about those nutritional products. But I love how you said that you vetted it, right? You had to, because this
Mm-hmm.
is, you can't just take anything, right? Because of
Right.
your flare ups and everything like that. So you had to vet it. You had to check with your doctors. You had to make sure that this was clean and it was
Yeah.
real legit stuff for you. And so when you sell it now, I love that. People are like, how you can sell it? Because look at my life, right? That's how I feel about like with the Lord. Not that I'm selling the Lord, but people ask me like, where do you get your spirit from? I'm like, the spirit of the Lord. Like, it's not my joy, it's his, right? And so it's the same thing. Like, hey, here is my life. Here's the products I take. Here's what completely changed for you. And I love that you said, as long as you take, and you will just continue to taking these
Yeah.
products. So if you have any
Yeah.
questions about any of the products she talked about or anything she's going to put in the comments, please DM her, go to her website, check it out. She'll be more than happy to, explain anything to you.
Yeah.
Also, going back to the comments, the vibe agent is Jules. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure you know him, right? I know that's
yes.
like one of my best friends since we were 15 years old. So like, I'm like, oh, it's
That's
Jules.
so
I
that's
didn't realize that was his name on Instagram. He's
that's
like, it's
so
Jules. LOL. My bad, Jules. You know I love you. My bad, my
uh,
bad. And then I have also, about the products. I said, look good, feel good, and experience the world. Some of the
amen.
cleanest nutritional supplements. She doesn't use anything else. So people are vouching for these products, mi gente.
Mhm.
I'm not just gonna come on here and put anybody's stuff on here, only things that I truly believe in as well. And so if you have any questions about any products that you want to know about with this secrets, you can go ahead and add it there. But I want to go back to the secret agency because besides you selling the products and you going to trainings and you just, living your best life traveling, you also serve when you go to these
Yeah.
events, don't you?
Yes. I have a servant's heart. Like I love
Yep.
to yeah, I love to help, and it makes me feel really good. So like people say, "Oh, you're doing this and you're not like getting paid for it or whatever." I am getting paid. Like you don't get those warm and fuzzy feelings when you help people. I do. I always do. So
Mm,
I
mm.
go there early. We also get our own personal development training, so we get an extra training. We go there early, we stay late, and we help put the events on. So they have big events a few times a year, and we go there. Even like we have some local events that are, much smaller. Still, we had one last Saturday, and I went there and we put on matching shirts, and we made sure if anybody needed anything, we had them.
Those are there. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. And I know you have a serving heart because from the beginning, if you notice, you guys can go back to the beginning of this. If you're watching on the replay, let me know you're watching on the replay. If you're getting value from this, just type in value in the comments, this story. If it's touched you, if you resonate in any kind of way, let us know, right? We want to know that we're making sure that we're bringing value, which I know this is.
Mhm.
It's brought so much value to me. Like you've taught me so much and I'm thankful. But one of the things that throughout this entire thing, as you can see, I was serving this and I was, serving it in my grandma and I was serving that person in the hospital. And, that's a service, right? And you're just saying you're taking care of your grandma and I know that you're a secret agent and you do these things and you serve and people say you don't get paid for it. You do get paid,
I
right? You get
do.
paid bigger than anything else, right? What
Mhm.
you take from that and you're able to bring back, right? And then the information that she's learning, everything that she's growing, now she's able to put it into Happily Healed with Tenille. So now she's
Yes.
bringing you the bomb content. Now when she's doing her one-on-one meetings with you, the information is legit because she is catching it from a servant heart and being able to share it now with other people. So you are getting paid in a bigger way than anybody could ever imagine. And I am
Yeah.
super happy for you. Okay. I'm super happy. Oh, I see Marisol joined. Hi, Marisol. Thank you so much for joining, Mari. But yeah, I'm super happy for you, girl.
Thank you.
You have really been just literally rocking, and I'm gonna put her secret direct there again. You literally been rocking out. I can't wait to see you grow. I can't wait to have you back and just talk about now how the new levels, right? Literally. Okay, I just so you know that I'm not just tooting horns here, okay, for no reason. How, what number interview is this for you today?
Oh, so today it's my first, but for so 3 days back to back,
Okay, my
I'm gonna
bad. The
have. I had a
days, yes.
podcast yesterday. I have a podcast today, and I have someone else's podcast tomorrow. So when I realized that this morning, I was like, I have 3 podcasts in 3 days. Who is she? Like what? And you know that I was a year ago today, around a year ago today, I met you. Like this time,
Yes.
I was there was no way. I told them like, do I don't have to do a pot like can I just help them some other way like quietly like I don't need to do it myself like be on the camera. No, they were like no, this is for you, and I wasn't sure. I prayed and I did my work on myself and figured out this is for me, and I plan to do it as long as I'm capable.
Listen, y'all. She just gave you the steps right there. Like she literally just gave you the steps. She said she made the decision. Well, she prayed, and then she made the decision, and then she put the work in, and then she's gonna do this for the rest. Like she literally, if you follow those 4 steps in any decision that you have to make regarding your business, regarding your job, regarding anything in your family, I promise you, you will win. Those are
Mm-hmm.
the steps. That is the value. And we're coming to the end here. Like we could keep talking. I'm noticing the time. I'm like, okay, I could go on and on and on with you all night long, right? But
Mm-hmm.
for the sake of time, this is a perfect way to end it. She gave you the 4 steps to get to the next level, mi gente. Follow those steps, and I promise you, you will have results. Those results I was talking about, okay? You will have those results. You don't want to reach out to none of us. You want to figure this out on your own, follow those 4 steps, right?
Yeah.
However, the accountability is next level. And the
Mm-hmm.
growth that we know in community, your willpower will never outwill that of your community. Okay? Right?
Talk about it.
Sis.
Yes.
So make sure that you have any questions, you reach out to Happily Healed with Tenille. Thank you so much for being on. I'm not going to end without the scripture, but I do want to say if you had one more thing to tell the people, what would that be?
Uh, don't underestimate hope. Don't underestimate prayer. Uh, all you really need is that mustard seed. Like, if you find a reason to go on for the next day, just give it one more day. Like, just don't give up on yourself. Don't give up. This situation that you're in right now, nothing lasts forever. So, you might wake up tomorrow and it'll be completely different, or little by little it'll be completely different. Sometimes you don't notice the progress you're making, so just don't give up. Hope is the lifeline. Like,
I
pray
love
about
that.
it and have hope.
I love that. Thank you so much, Tenille, for being on. We are going to end in scripture. As you guys know, I keep it simple and easy. If you ever need to know how to find scripture in the Bible, if you're going through some things, if you want to specifically know, you just go into your phone and say, what does the Bible say about whatever it is that you want to know? Growing your business, relationships. What does the Bible say about marriage? What does the Bible say when my boss gets me mad? Like you could literally say that and it will give you scriptures to be able to back that up. And one of the scriptures that came to me when I was literally praying over this session was Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the convictions of things not seen. And I felt like this went together with Tenille's story because that's what she had to have in that hospital bed. She had to
Mm-hmm.
have the faith, right? She didn't know what her life was going to look like. All she knew was she was in a lot of pain, but she had to have faith for something bigger than her. Something bigger than her. Who knew that it was going to be this and being able to help thousands and thousands of people, because this is just the beginning, right? And so
Yeah.
your growth is going to help thousands and thousands of people. And I'm super honored that I was one of the first ones, because even though I'm not the first one, this is only the beginning. So I'm one of the first ones to have you
Yeah.
on the show. And I can't wait to have you back again and see
Thank you
how you have
so
grown.
much. This was a blessing. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. You're welcome, love. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for joining. I will see you next Tuesday live at 8 p.m. Make sure you share this with a friend who may need hope or life or light in their life right now. Make sure that you comment, value, or replay. Make sure that you hit up Tenille. And again, thank you because you chose to spend your Tuesday night here again with us. 8 p.m. the Speakeasy with Idylli podcast show. Yay! I need to get some like clapping. Oh my goodness. Good night, mi gente. Let me end this now. Good night.